All right, so what have we learned? I think you basically convinced me to do the writing, and now you're the one who has to actually think about what we learned.
No. What we'll do is we'll end up sharing. So you tell me what we've learned, and I'll tell you if that's right.
So there was Game Theory 1 and Game Theory 2, and they had their own what have we learned along the way, right?
Right?
All right, so then what happened when we came back? There was Scooby-Doo noises.
There was Scooby-Doo noises.
Then we talked about
Solution concepts.
exactly, and we listed a bunch, but we focused in on two of them.
Right? And I talked about correlated equilibrium and the relationship to Nash equilibria and sort of how they're awesome and efficient to learn or efficient to compute.
What was the main idea of correlated equilibrium? What was the thing that was introduced that makes it work?
Traffic lights.
Better known as a shared source of randomization.
Yes, which I don't think I ever actually said. But yes.
I heard it implicitly.
Yeah, it was implicit. A shared source of randomization. In other words, that one-third that we did with the cards was something that we both knew that kind of allowed us to correlate possible outcomes. And that is, again, a shared source of randomization. And I think even convince you that traffic lights are a kind of randomization from your point of view when you get there.
So it ends up being an easier solution concept to find the values for, but it also it requires more power. If you don't have your source of randomization, you can't even use this.
That's right. But it is powerful, and it allows us to often come to a better outcome than we would with the Nash equilibrium.
For some definition of better.
Higher expected utility.
For both players, for one player, for the average player?
Well, it'll depend on the game.
And I think it generalizes to arbitrary number of players, but the game matrices themselves get really big as the number of players grow.
But that's true anyway.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
All right, and then I talked about a solution concept called Coco Values, which had an even stronger assumption, not just that there's a shared source of randomization, but there's actually binding side payments.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that there's a mechanism for deciding who gets what once the actions have been taken and utilities have been distributed.
Right. And this encourages a player who might not have a reason to do any particular equilibrium to pick one that is beneficial to one of the other players because that person will share in the increased benefit.
Right. So it encourages a Pareto optimal response. That is to say that in particular, they're going to choose the outcome that has the largest total reward, and then they're going to divide up that reward.
Did you mention Pareto optimal when we were talking about this?
No.
It was implicit, much like shared source of randomization was.